Alright, hello everybody, Silver here. Uh, oh god, it's so laggy. Cial, what are you doing? God, that was a bad idea to talk to her, apparently. Oh gods. But, forgot what I was saying. Oh right, I am planning on making another... Oh, excuse me. Why is it worse today? I actually turned down the graphics. I legitimately turned down the graphics. And it's worse. It's just arguably worse now. Okay. I am working on making some more videos. Once that'll release at 8 a.m. Uh, Specifically, the can you beat FGO with only free stuff idea. Uh, I might try. I'm gonna see if I can fix it so it runs a little bit better. Uh, because before it was quite a bit slow when I tried to record it recently. I literally got like a couple battles through it before I actually got control and could start proper. Uh, we're very quickly turning into like a gotcha channel. But again, that's not what I want to do a lot. It's just a lot of times those games are a bit easier on the system. I could probably play some more games, like Barony or Blasphemy. Maybe some of my other like much easier on the system games. But again, we'll have to see how it goes. Uh, God, why is it so laggy, dude? I will say we got some more information on Pyroid as a character. Pyroi being uh, the proxy, the MCs, either Wise or Bell, depending on who you choose at the beginning. It's going to be their, like, stand-in for fights. My eyes are, like, right outside the door. So if you hear it, don't mind it. But we did get more info on Pyroi. We got to see some of the animations and the fact that they have 4 separate ultimates that you can use. Which is a neat concept. Pyroi might start actually opening up a much wider build variety due to it, but he seems much closer to just being like an ult machine. Like, that's what you're mostly going to want to do with him. So things that, like, dial in really help out. My god, why is it so laggy today? It really shouldn't be this laggy. Again, I turned down the fucking visual quality of a lot of things even recently that were on high, and it's running worse. I don't have anything extra open. Literally, I don't. I just don't. Why is it running so much worse now? I'm literally, like, stuttering right here. What the fuck is going on, dude? Hold on. Oh, it's because that's open somehow. I forgot that'll stay open if you don't fucking close it. Moo player. I forgot that I didn't name it. That's what I used to play, like, FGO and stuff. Because, again, no phone. No phone to be able to play it on. I completely forgot that was in the background. Running. Come on. Come on. Fucker. Run better now. I closed the shit that you didn't like. I closed it. I mean, that would explain a bit, a good bit, that was still open, by the way. But it's still so fucking slow, though. So that can't be the only thing. That was on me, though. Again, recently I tried to record for that. But Pyroid looks weird. Pyro looks weird. Oh, excuse me. He might be the thing that really starts opening up a ton more characters to being able to be used on the same team. But it's still in production, so we'll have to see. We will have to see how it turns out. Because it's still no guarantee that his abilities are going to be actually decent. Even his core skill really doesn't change. Like, none of the values or anything changes currently that we know of, no matter the level. The only thing that changes is, like, the stats that you gain from the base core skill. Which I could see them actually doing. I could see that actually being how they work that, because he's gonna be a free character. However, I feel like it'd be a little bit weird. Because that makes his core skill really to where the majority of what you're going to want to do is just the first one, and then you can just forget the rest if they don't change the values in the core skill, but I'm pretty sure they will. They just haven't worked on it yet. He only recently got to the point to where we can see what his skills are going to be. And it seems like that's almost 100% being slotted for 3.0. Feels very much like that's what's happening. Okay, let's try this again. I'm surprised they're keeping him at Ether attack right now. Uh, with like the 4 ults thing. I feel like in the future, Pyroy is going to be one of those characters that is adaptable, where you could like change its class, as well as change like its element. That kind of stuff. I really have that feeling. If he's already got 4 ults, Pyroy is likely going to be one that changes, kind of like the main characters of the other Hoyogens. Think people like the main character you choose in fucking Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail specifically. I haven't played the other ones to to necessarily know if they have similar features. But I know in those two specifically, they do. They have the features where your shit just changes as as you go through the story. As they add more content, it changes stuff. Unless they release different, like, versions of that thing. Let's say, like, Pyroi is one version that's Aether Attack, and then the next version is going to be named something else. And then it's going to be a different, like, class, but it basically has, like, the same class and element. And has the same abilities, kind of. Something like that. Or similar abilities. I feel like that's a bit much to go on. Like, that's a bit much to do. But again, it would open up a lot more build diversity for free-to-players. Because Pyroi is stacking up to look pretty decent so far. Not, like, super OP, but, like, decent. At least. And the 4 ult mechanic is kind of cool. But we will have to see what they do with that. We would have to see. 100%. Wow. This is taking a long time. And it felt like it was fixing itself a little bit after I closed Moomoo Player, but we're still stuck in this loading screen. The music has stopped. That's how, like, long this has been. How long have I been in this fucking loading screen? Okay, I hear it now. But I really hope the new characters aren't going to be, like, super OP in comparison. Just because, like, I do really hate when that kind of shit happens. That we just get power creep really quickly. And apparently, from everything I've heard, Hoyo is super guilty of that, of, like, power creeping characters super fast. Just to incentivize more of buying the new characters. Which, again, that just feels like a scummy thing to do rather than, like, a good business move. Or a business model overall. And people buy it up. They just eat it up like it's fucking... You know? It's... I hate that. Again, if you don't like something or you want something to change, it's the same problem with, like, Pokemon. People keep buying Pokemon products when they deserve better from the Pokemon company. But they keep buying the products while also claiming that, oh yeah, I want better. Or just outright saying, oh yeah, but the game's so good, like, with just straight up not caring that, again, they deserve better from the Pokemon company.
Don't forget to call your past name if you're in trouble.
And a lot of people say it's like, oh, you know, or well, at least the people who kind of like cover for Pokemon like to say that it's, oh, well, the game is good, like it plays well, so like what more do you expect? God, it's been technically 10 seconds, but it feels like so much longer.
Together, let's create.
Because it has been so much longer, genuinely.
Meteor strike. Smash it all. Together, let's create.
Ah, Jesus Christ, dude.
Ensemble time. Don't forget to put.
I do kind of hope Pyroy is good, genuinely. Just because he looks like a cool character. I know I skipped from the Pokemon bullshit, but it's like, this is a video about, this is me playing ZZZ, not me playing, like, Pokemon. All I want to say for Pokemon is they deserve better. Same with, like, gacha games. You deserve better on a lot of gacha games, but people just eat it up regardless. Because they're not going to care about the person who... Sure. Sorry about that. But no, they're 100% not going to care about the person who's just like your average Joe who's like, oh yeah, I really like, you know, anime style gacha games. You know, somebody who's not going to be spending hundreds of dollars just to get a character that they want. They don't care about the people who don't do that. They care about the less frequent people who are going to be spending hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to get the characters that they want in the game, just because, like, oh, I like how this character looks, or this is the meta, so I'm gonna pull this type of thing. It's genuinely, like, a bit upsetting. It genuinely is. Like, those types of people, and I know a lot of people who like that, those types of people, of course they know that, oh yeah, if I don't buy this, then stuff will change, or development will slow down. But, like, that's how you teach companies that, oh, hey, I don't like this business model. It's the same with, like, the fucking Call of Duty slop. I mean, we're teaching people who do, like, just blatant virtue signaling and making a bad game due to it. A game that's super shallow and the only reason it exists is to be, like, a virtue signal type of game. We've taught a lot of games in game companies so far that that's not what people want. The people who play games don't want that. And I'm sure a lot of people just don't want, because again, I've heard from several people that, like, oh yeah, no, the actual state of certain things is bad. Like, of course, you're just expected to accept that really heavy power creep is gonna happen in a Chinese gacha. And it's like, I get that it's you expect it, but there's ways to prevent it and to fix it by hitting them in their wallet. Genuinely. You hit them in their wallet, they're going to be like, oh, 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 no, don't do that, please.
We can go out anytime.
Like, genuinely.
Awaiting further instructions.
It's not something that's like, it's not rocket science. Genuinely, it's not. That's just how you can actually make meaningful changes with these types of things. With companies who don't listen to you directly, how you punish them for not listening to the people who use their products or play their games in this instance is just by not buying anything, not paying for it. You could play the game. That's fine. If you didn't want to play the game either, that's also fine. But, alright, I did this. But, no, genuinely, it's, you could just not buy the products. Like, nobody understands that companies learn by what is bought. They don't learn by, oh, hey, here's a suggestion. I hope you follow it. Because they're not going to care. If whatever makes them the most money is what they're going to care about. And if they realize that, oh, hey, this business model is draining us money all of a sudden, people who are in that industry are going to be like, oh, I see. And it won't just fix one game, it'll fix a lot more games like that a lot of times. It's not just a, oh, hey, this will fix this one game. You'll realize it'll start, if people do that, if they actually fucking stop buying slop and paying for stuff that, you know, that they deserve better or things like that. If they would just do that, it's not even like a boycott or like a protest. It's just putting your, literally putting your money where your mouth is on, oh, hey, this product or this type of business model, I don't like it. So I'm not going to support it. Which again, that would fix a lot of problems. Genuine. The same with like the whole loot box bullshit that we had for a while. There were just too many people buying into it. That it became a bigger problem that people were complaining about and shit like that. Like, even Minecraft servers have this problem where, oh, you could pay for like, you know, some of the best shit in that server a lot of times. And most of the times it is like children for Minecraft specifically, but it's a good example that if you don't buy it, that server is going to realize, oh, hey, hold on. We might not be able to afford hosting this server anymore if we don't change something. Why do people not like this model? You know? Of course, there are going to be outliers that don't, that are always going to be fucking buying into shit like this. But the more people agree that, oh, hey, I'm not going to buy into this, the the more a company will realize, hey, we need to change how our business model is, or we need to, do something different. People are obviously not happy. But I guess it's very hard to actually get shit like that to be recognized as by a wider margin of people, because the people who play these types of games typically are kind of infatuated with them to a degree. It's like, oh yeah, you should, you should just get good if you need like if you want to clear with some of the older characters, you can. You just need to get good and have these specific teams. And it's like, yeah, but you're showing shit that's like, oh, hey, this guy got super lucky and has, or has built this character for so long that, it's just something that's like really hard to justify a lot of times. Like, this game has made it hard for me to justify actually fucking playing it sometimes. Just because, like, the whole thing about, like, a lot of the 1.0 characters just not being good. And they're not doing anything to fix them. Or they're not building content to be able to, like, necessarily be viable with them in a meaningful way. Like, you have to 100% hit every fucking thing in order to clear content. Not even just, like, get top of the leaderboard. You know what I mean?
Don't forget to call your captain if you're in put.
Because, like, while there's technical, like, tech you can do in this game for certain characters and teams, it's one of those things where it's like, it has such simple mechanics. It leans itself 100% towards a very casual demographic. People who play on, like, phones and shit. You know? It doesn't lean itself very easily to shit that's like, oh, super competitive, super, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, super try-hard type stuff. It doesn't lean itself well to that. Just genuine. And some people might actually disagree with a statement like that it doesn't lean itself to that very well. But the kits are genuinely super simplistic. On most characters. Banyue is a little bit different. But most characters have such a simplistic kit that you have to use, or you have to rely on multiple different characters in order for certain characters to even work. And I get it, you're not typically meant to go, like, alone with a single character. But it's just way simplistic in comparison to other games that like have actual systems that you can really like skillfully improve upon. Like the parry system in this, that's fun. That's fair. That's a skill-based mechanic. But the windows are quite big a lot of times. The windows to hit those are quite big a lot of times in comparison to something like Dark Souls parries, let's say. Uh, like the parry window is a lot bigger in something like this, to where it's easy for me to hit something like a parry in this. It's pretty easy. So it's not something that's like heavy skill based. And I mean, you could say shit like, you know, I'm actually fine with the stats on that one. Let's go to Lucy. She needs some TLC, I think. But this does take skill to an extent. Genuinely. There's a lot of parts of this game that require a decent amount of skill. However, there's also just parts that... There's parts of this game, like, how simplistic the, fucking... Genuinely how simplistic the combat can be sometimes. With how you just use, like... The combos aren't really, like, combo combos. They're auto combos most of the time. Again, Banyue is a bit different. Most of these are just, like, auto combos. Like, Promea is a good example. There are several different ways to do the exact same combo, but the easiest way is just to hold mouse 1. And you do the combo that's typically just like, 3 E presses, or, you know, that kind of shit. It's literally just, like, auto comboing. That's what it feels like. Which is a mechanic that's geared more toward casual games. Just in general. It's heavily geared toward casual gamers. It's not like a skill-based thing. The skill, I suppose you could say, comes in when you are building teams and, you know, like, chaining different, like, or trying to keep uptime on certain abilities and stuff. But even then, that's kind of just like, you're not doing skill of the characters themselves a lot of times. It's more just general game skill, which can be learned a lot easier. Again, there are certain characters that have, like, tech to them. I think Sokaku has some. I believe the team has tech that you could do. Like, very specific rotations that you can do with the entire team. That are meant to, like, maximize damage output. But, again, it's mostly just kind of annoying. Especially for, like, free polychrome. That's my main fucking thing about it. If you wanted a serious, hey, let's make the game, like, hard so people, you know, like, hardcore players want to play it, let's add a leaderboard and stuff. Don't have free polychrome in the mode that you have that in. Just in general. Because then you have a lot of players who can't get that, and they see it, especially now, they see that, oh hey, I'm missing that limited polychrome reward. How do I get it? They play the content and they realize, oh hey, I can't get this because I don't have the right teams, or you know, or I don't have the right characters. My teams are kind of ass. It would take me way too long to get that. It's very disheartening for players, especially newer players coming in. Because again, they have enough to get like plenty of pools. But there's no guarantee that they're gonna have the characters that they want with those pulls necessarily. Because again, you have limited characters, and the characters that aren't limited, you have to basically pull like limited characters a lot of times. Because the characters that aren't limited are kind of not great. Like most of the characters that you pull out of the standard banner are just not good at base. Lycon is, I think Soldier 11 is considered decent, but then for Soldier 11, a lot of times their best team would be like Orphe, which are more limited characters. You just don't have the option to get these characters all the time that, you know, would be great pairings for a lot of the characters already. You know what I mean? It makes it a lot harder for a new player to come in and be like, oh yeah, I can play content, and then get to a point where they like got to the story, and then they're like, well, I'm missing, you know, especially since DA unlocks so early, by the way. DA unlocks very early on. Like, you could start playing DA super early. So once they unlock it, they're nowhere near the ability to be able to do it. Most times. And so a new player is always going to be feeling like they're lacking behind because they can't do that content. There we go. And that's literally just a problem with...
Good day, Proxy.
That's a problem with a lot of gacha type games. But this game, and Chinese gachas in particular, really, has that problem a lot harder. It's very heavy. But here I am, you know, just complaining for 43 minutes about stuff. TLDR, you know, I don't know what TLDR is on this. I guess just genuinely, oh hey, don't play a Chinese gacha if you don't want to pull new characters a lot of times. If you think you could just play whatever you want, don't think that's going to be the case. You're gonna have to play characters that you don't want to play. A lot of times, that's just how it works. Your favorite character is not gonna be good for that, like, for too long, a lot of times. So, don't expect that. But, either way, I have two ways you can support me down below. To help me not have to deal with this laggy piece of shit PC that I have. The first one is my Honeygain referral code link. I'm not sponsored by them. I've used the service for several years now. 4, 5, or 6 years. I can't remember the actual date. and I've used it for that long, so I trust them a lot. And that's the only reason I put the link down below. I won't technically promote something if I don't like the service. If I haven't used the service, I'm not going to promote it. Honeygain is something that you can just download and forget about a lot of times, and every couple months you'll have $20 extra in your, you know, you can pull out $20 extra from it and just have that. By using my referral code link, you start out with $3 in your account, and over the course of you gaining $20, Honeygain gives me $5, which would really help me out. It's a lot slower of a process, but if there's enough people who use the link and, you know, actually use the app and program, it could lead to something a bit better. Like, it could lead to, you know, a decent amount of money, but I doubt it'll get that far. A lot of people don't really like that kind of stuff. Not like you actually have to do anything to gain the money out of it. It's just passive income as you use the device that you downloaded on. If you don't use your device a lot, you get less money overall. If you use your device a lot, you'll be able to earn money a bit faster than other people. But that's just one way to support me. The other way is my Ko-fi link. It is just a donations page, essentially. If you like my content and you really want me to make better content and more content, donating to that would be the best way to go about it, because I have a donation goal there that is 4K. I know it doesn't say it. I haven't changed it. It just has like a percent, but it is 4K behind the scenes. That's for a new laptop that can actually handle gaming, streaming, you know, that kind of stuff. It's a laptop that can actually handle that a lot better than the shitty one that I have now. From Origin PC, it would be a big help, because I do want to make better content. I'm willing to make more content for people. And it's not like I'm not going to be trying to save up for it myself. It's just hard to save up for it myself, because, you know, no money, that type of thing. But either way, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.